This is the Aviat Murli of the 29th of October 2023. Original date the 27th of February 1996. The foundation of truth is purity, and its sign is divinity on one's face and in one's activity. Today, the true Father, the true Teacher and the Satguru is seeing his children everywhere who are embodiments of the power of truth. The foundation of truth is purity, and the practical proof of truth is divinity on your face and in your activity. Many souls in the world call themselves truthful, or consider themselves to be truthful. But complete truthfulness is based on purity. If there isn't purity, there cannot be constant truthfulness. So what is the foundation of all of you? Purity. On the basis of purity, constantly being an embodiment of truth is natural and easy. Truth is not just speaking the truth and doing what is truthful, but the first truth is that through which you receive the power of purity or the power of truth. Therefore, the first aspect is to know your true form. I am a soul. Previously you did not know this true form. So the first truth is to know yourself in your true form. Did you have the form of truth in terms of the physical body? I am so-and-so, or I am such and such? To know the true form is firstly to know your own form, and then to have the introduction of the Father. Do you know your own true form very well, and do you have the Father's true introduction? Thirdly, you also know the world cycle in its truest form. What this cycle is and what your part in it is. Do you know your part well and very clearly? Your part is good, is it not? The best part is said to be that of the confluence age. However, compared to the souls of the world throughout the cycle, your parts of deity souls are also elevated. Even though the religious leaders and the great souls play their parts, those souls are not pure in both body and soul, whereas you deity souls are pure, both in body and in soul, which no other souls throughout the cycle are. So no one apart from you souls has the elevated foundation of purity. Do you remember the part of the deity souls? Do the Pandavas remember it? Deity souls have purity in a natural form. Great souls make other souls pure, but with a lot of effort. It is not natural. Neither is it natural, nor is it part of their nature. Whereas for you, you have a natural life of purity for half a cycle, and you also have that nature. You do not make any effort there. The effort made here makes it natural there, because there is no name or trace of impurity there. You are not even aware that there is such a thing as impurity. This is why the practical form of your purity is that of the deities, that is, of divinity. At this time, no matter how truthful people of the world consider themselves to be, they still do not know the truth of their original form. They do not have the true introduction of the Father. So you cannot call their form completely true. You can only have the power of truth constantly when you have the awareness of the true form of yourself and of the Father. So your every thought will then be constantly true. At present you even forget sometimes, or when you become body conscious, your thoughts are not constantly filled with the power of truth or the power of purity. Do you constantly have these types of thoughts, or do you even have waste thoughts? Would you call waste thoughts truthful? You did not say anything false, so why would you not call them true? If someone were to say, "I don't ever tell a lie, I always tell the truth," then the recognition of this truth is that there would constantly be divinity experienced in that one's thoughts, words, deeds, relationships and connections. You may be speaking the truth, but there is no divinity. You can see that someone repeatedly says, "I am telling the truth, I am telling the truth, I am always truthful." However, if you are constantly truthful, and yet there isn't that divinity in your words or deeds, then others would not feel your truth to be the truth. They would feel that you are trying to justify yourself. They would not be able to believe that that is the truth. In order to prove the truth, there is no need to try to prove it. If you prove your own truthfulness with stubbornness, that divinity would not be visible. It would only be something ordinary, which everyone in the world also does. Bapdada gives the definition of truth in the slogan that you also heard from Sakar Baba. What would one who is truthful look like? Where there is truth, the soul dances. The soul will constantly dance in happiness. When you try to prove yourself right with stubbornness, then if you observe your own or someone else's face, it would not be a face with happiness on it. The face would be filled with thoughts or sadness. It would not be a face of one who is dancing. Where there is truth, the soul dances in happiness. Days and nights spent in happiness are enjoyed very much. But if there is the slightest untruth mixed with the truth, life at that time would not be enjoyable. The meaning of truth is to stabilize in your true form, and then to create thoughts, speak words, and perform actions. Nowadays, people of the world clearly say of themselves, "Nowadays it is difficult for honest people to move along. They have to tell lies." However, at certain times in certain situations, although Brahmin souls do not tell lies through their lips, you understand internally that sometimes you have to be very clever with others. That is not called a lie, but it is called cleverness. So what is the cleverness? Of course you have to be like this. So those people tell lies clearly, whereas Brahmins tell them using royal language. They then say, "That was not my intention." It was neither my feeling nor my intention, but I had to do it. I have to interact in that way. However, you saw Father Brahma because he too was in the corporeal form. Of course, for the incorporeal one, you think Father Shiva is incorporeal. He is sitting up above enjoying himself. If he were to come down here, he would then know. However, Father Brahma, in his corporeal form, stayed with all of you. He was a student, and he also had to withstand so much opposition for the sake of truth and purity. Did he move along with that cleverness? So many people advised him, do not tell people directly that they have to remain pure. Instead, tell them they just have to remain a little pure. However, was Father Brahma afraid? In order for you to imbibe the power of truth, the power to tolerate is also essential. You have to tolerate. You have to bow down. You have to accept defeat. However, that defeat is not defeat. Although it feels like defeat at that time, it is victory for all time. Today, you are celebrating the Diamond Jubilee with the power of truth. If you hadn't had purity or truth, then others would not have experienced on your faces and in your activities the divinity that they experience today. Even if you are part of the inventory, it is number-wise after all, even if you are a Maharati, not just those who are Maharatis in name, but true Maharatis, that is, those who move along with the power of truth, true Maharatis. If you step away from the truth on seeing any external situations and say, I didn't say anything else, I just spoke a few words externally, I didn't mean that in my heart, I just spoke those few words physically, that is not being completely truthful. If, because of the truth, you have to tolerate something, then that is not really tolerating. Externally, you may feel that you are tolerating something, but that is being accumulated in your account in the form of the power of tolerance. Otherwise, what happens is that when someone is even a little weak in tolerating something, he definitely has to take the support of falsehood. For that time, it feels as though he has found some support and that everything is all right. But he does not accumulate the power of tolerance in his account. Externally, he would feel that he is moving along very well, that he now knows the art of moving along cleverly. However, if he were to see his account, he would see that he has accumulated very little. Therefore, do not move along with this cleverness. Sometimes you even move along while copying one another. This one is moving along in that way, and her name has been glorified a lot. She has moved forward a great deal. Whereas because we are honest and truthful, we are left behind. However, that is not remaining behind. That is actually moving forward. In front of the Father, you are moving forward. Even when in front of others, it seems as though you are moving backwards. With whom are you ultimately concerned? Are you concerned with the Father or with other souls? The answer came back with the Father. So to move forward in the Father's heart means to move forward in your reward for the whole cycle. However, if you copy souls here in moving forward, you earn your name at this time and you receive that regard. You enter the list of those who give lectures. You enter the list of those who look after centres. But that is only for this short time. You do not create a reward for the whole cycle. Bapdada refers to this as you made effort, a seed was sown and a tree grew, and you even received some fruit. However, you ate unripe fruit. The fruit of the reward is finished for all time. So do not copy others for a temporary name, fame or honour. You may not earn a name here, but your name is ahead in the Father's heart. Therefore, if you want to become a diamond, check yourself in all of these aspects. Check that there isn't any type of flaw, even in a royal way, hidden in the diamond. Therefore, use the power of truth to imbibe divinity. No matter what you have to tolerate, do not be afraid. The truth will automatically be revealed according to the time. You say the boat of truth may rock, but it will not sink. In that case, it will take you to the shore. Therefore, be fearless. If you have to face anything, then keep Father Brahma's life in front of you. There were many situations of the world in front of Father Brahma, but there were also a variety of situations concerning the children. However, while remaining within the gathering and having responsibilities, he was victorious with the power of truth. Did Father Brahma not see the complications of the children? Souls with a variety of sanskars also came in front of Father Brahma. However, even while he had to tolerate all of those situations, the original stage of his power of truth made him completely perfect. So what do all of you want to become? This is not cleverness, is it? You speak very well when you say I didn't do anything. Of course, you also have to be a little clever, but for how long? So now, imbibe the power to tolerate and confront falsehood. Do not be influenced. Some think that they saw something in the Maharatis, and that it is the Maharatis they have to follow. That Father Brahma is not in front of them at the present time. That they are just the Maharatis, and so they followed them. However, even the Maharatis have mixed activity. If they too are moving along with cleverness, then the Maharatis are not Maharatis at that time. At that time they are under bad omens. They are not Maharatis. What slogan was it that the Father gave? Follow the Father or follow the sister or brother. So in performing practical actions, keep Father Brahma in front of you, follow him, and in becoming bodiless, follow the incorporeal Father. Even when there are very good children, they are following the Father. So what do you have to do? Follow the Father. Are you sure? Or do you feel that because you are getting a little advantage, You should take that and think that you will see about the future when it comes. Some of you even think we might claim a low status in the Golden Age, but we will definitely be happy because there won't be any sorrow there. At least we will have all attainments. Even if we become subjects of subjects, we will not lack any attainments. So let us take that pleasure now, and we will see about the future later on. However, this temporary pleasure will also bring you a share of that punishment. So do you accept that? Will you take a little punishment? Will you also take that pleasure? No. So remember all three things: purity, truth, and divinity. Let there not be ordinary words, ordinary thoughts, or ordinary deeds, but let there be divinity. Divinity means to perform actions and creates thoughts with divine virtues. This is divinity. When people ask what are sinful actions, what do you tell them? To perform any action under the influence of a vice is a sin. This is what you explain, do you not? So divinity means to have thoughts, words and deeds based on divine virtues. So you understood the importance of truth. Baba then conducted drill. Can you make yourself bodiless in a second? Why? How long did it take to have the thought, I am a bodiless soul? It took a second, did it not? So every now and then throughout the day, continue to perform the drill. I am detached, bodiless, and loved by the Father. You know how to do this, do you not? So now forget everything in a second and become completely bodiless. Bapdada conducted drill for 5 minutes. Acha. To all the souls everywhere who constantly keep the foundation of purity strong, to those who are constantly bringing about the Golden Age, that is, those who are spreading the vibrations of the power of truth throughout the world with their own power of truth, to those who constantly imbibe divinity in their thoughts, words and deeds, to the souls who have the natural practice of following the Father. To such souls, Bapdada's love, remembrance and namaste. Continue to perform this drill throughout the day as many times as you can, even if you do it for just a minute, even if you do not have 2 or 3 minutes, even by carrying out this practice for 1 or half a minute. You will receive a lot of help in becoming bodiless in the final moments. Are you able to become this? Did all of you become bodiless just now? Or did you spend your time battling? Are you able to become this in a second? Are you able to become this even when you have a lot of work to do? It isn't difficult. You may be running around a lot in the UN, and when you try to become bodiless at that time, are you able to become that? If you practice this from time to time, it will then become natural at that time. When you are aware of your body, do you have to make effort for that at that time? You make the effort to think, I am so-and-so. It is natural. So this will also become natural. Become bodiless when you want and enter your body when you want. When you have to do something, take the support of your body. But do not forget that it is the soul that is taking the support of the body. You are not the one that does, but the one that has it done. Just like you have something done through others. At that time you consider yourself to be separate. In the same way, whilst having something done through your body, you, the soul, that is having it done, are separate. Practice this, and you will never fluctuate in any kind of body consciousness. Do you understand? Blessing. May you become a pure soul by merging yourself in the ocean of love and finishing the dirt of the consciousness of I. Those who constantly remain merged in the ocean of love are not aware of anything of the world. Because of being merged in love, they are easily able to go beyond all situations. It is said of devotees, this one is constantly lost. However, you children are constantly merged in love. You are not aware of the world. All the consciousness of mine has finished. The consciousness of mine for many things makes you dirty. When you consider the one Father to be mine, all the dirt finishes and the soul becomes pure. Slogan. For your intellect to imbibe the jewels of knowledge and enable others to do this is to be a holy swan. Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 26th of October 2023. Essence. Sweet children, it is now extreme darkness. The fearsome night is coming to an end, and you have to go into the day. This is the story of the unlimited day and night of Brahma. Question. What is the basis of attaining liberation in life in a second, and a life as valuable as a diamond? Answer. The true Gita. These are the elevated versions spoken by God, the directions that the Father personally gives you from the true Gita, with which you attain the status of liberation in life in a second, and you become as valuable as a diamond. Bharat has become worth a shell through that Gita, because they have falsified it and forgotten the Father. Question. On the basis of which effort do you receive a lot of happiness in heaven? Answer. You will receive a lot of happiness in heaven with the daily study and yoga, and so never get tired of studying. The Father as a teacher is teaching you, and so you have to make effort to pass with good marks. There is no question of blessings or mercy in this. Song. O traveller of the night, do not become weary. The destination of dawn is not far off. Om Shanti. You children did not have this song composed. Film people had this song composed, but they don't understand the meaning of it. Because the real meaning of everything is not known, it all becomes meaningless. They sing it, but they don't understand it. You children have now received Srimat. Whose? God's. Devotees don't know God, and so how can those devotees attain salvation? God is the protector of the devotees. People ask for protection, and so they definitely must be experiencing some sorrow. Protect us. They sing this a great deal, but they don't know at all who God is, or what it is that He protects them from. Because the devotees, the children, don't know their Father, they have become very unhappy. You children now understand the meaning of this. It is now the extremely dark, fearsome night, the night of half a cycle. None of the scholars, teachers or pundits know what is called the night. In fact, even animals know that the night is for sleeping and that the day is for remaining awake. Even birds go to sleep at night, and as soon as the morning comes they begin to fly. That night and day are common. This is the unlimited night and unlimited day of Brahma. The unlimited day is the golden and silver ages, and the unlimited night is the copper and iron ages. It has to be half and half. The duration of the day is also 2,500 years. No one knows about this day and night. You children know that the night is coming to an end. That is, your 84 births are coming to an end. That is, the cycle of the drama is ending and the day is beginning. No one knows who changes the night into day or the day into night. They don't even know God. So how could they know these things? People perform worship, but they don't know who it is they are worshipping. The Father sits here and explains to you the first and foremost thing is the falsifying of the Gita. They say Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Lord of the Gita is God and not a human being. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are called deities. Human beings of the Golden Age are called deities with divine virtues. The elevated beings of the deity religion are called deities with divine virtues. The people of Bharat were elevated. They then became those with devilish traits. There are 4 main religious scriptures. There are no other religious scriptures. Even if there are, they are many small sects which have been established, such as the different sects of sannyasis and Buddhists. Buddha established the Buddhist religion. He would say such and such is our religious scripture. The people of Bharat have one religious scripture. The Golden Age deities have one religious scripture, and that is called the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Mother Gita. Its creator is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. When the Sri Krishna soul completes his 84 births, he then studies easy Raj Yoga and knowledge with the God of the Gita, the ocean of knowledge, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and claims a high status. They have falsified the highest on high religious scripture, due to which Bharat has become as worthless as a shell. The one mistake in the drama is that they have falsified the Gita. The true Gita that the Father speaks has to be published. The government should have the true Gita printed. These are the elevated versions of God. The Father gives directions to the children. You should write them down very well in short. You know that you receive liberation in life in a second from the true Gita. You have to belong to the Father and claim your inheritance from him. You have to understand the seed, the tree, and the cycle of the drama. It is sung, the beginning of the Golden Age is the truth. It is the truth, and it will remain the truth. It is easy to know the tree, its seed is up above. This is the tree of the variety of religions. Everyone is included in it. There are many smaller branches and twigs. There are many sects and cults. Who established the original eternal deity religion of Bharat? God. It was not a human being who established it. Sri Krishna was a human being with divine virtues. He has completed his 84 births and is now in his final birth. As you go through the stages of Sun Dynasty, the Moon Dynasty, and then the Merchant Dynasty, your degrees continue to decrease. The Sun Dynasty kingdom that was elevated in the Golden Age has now become corrupt in the Iron Age. It is now once again becoming elevated. Your intellects are aware of who has the highest on high part. You now know this. The main thing is salutations to Shiva. The praise that belongs to him cannot be sung for Brahma, Vishnu or Shankar. Would you give the praise of the President to the Prime Minister or anyone else? No, they are separate titles. Not all can be the same. You children have now received intellects. You know that Christ too received his part to establish the Christian religion. A soul is just a point. That soul has that part recorded in him. He had to establish the Christian religion. Then, by taking rebirth and sustaining it, he has to go through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. At the end, the whole tree has to reach a state of total decay. You know for how long each one's part lasts, and for how long Buddha has to carry out sustenance. They continue to take rebirth with different names and forms. Baba is now making your intellects so broad and unlimited. However, some of you are not even able to remember Shiv Baba. The unlimited Father is giving you the inheritance of the unlimited heaven. You are not even able to explain this. Baba has explained to you many times that souls have their imperishable parts fixed in them. Each one leaves a body and takes another. These are such deep matters that have to be understood. Only those who study at school every day would understand. Some get tired while moving along. You sing, you are the mother and father, and we are your children. The Father says, I am inspiring you to make effort for receiving the limitless happiness of heaven. You mustn't get tired. You stop studying such an elevated study. Some stop studying and then even go into vice. They become what they were before they came here. While moving along they fell. What else could happen? Although they may be happy there would be a difference in their status. Here all are unhappy. There the kings and the subjects all have happiness. However, you still have to claim a high status. If you stop studying, the mother and father would say you are not worthy. Some children become tired while receiving their inheritance of heaven from the Father. Maya attacks them as they move along and makes them turn back. Whatever they had accumulated is then lost. So what would they become? They would go to heaven, but they would become completely ordinary subjects. The Father says if you belong to me and then, after getting tired, you sit down, or if you become a traitor, you will become a cremator for the subjects. All types are needed. If whilst becoming the masters of heaven they stop studying, then there would be no greater fool in the world than them. Some write, you are the mother and father and I am your child, and only through your mercy do I receive a lot of happiness in heaven. Have mercy. The Father says there is no question of mercy. I am the teacher, and so I would teach you. You have to make effort to pass with good marks. I would not sit and give blessings to everyone. Stay in yoga and you will receive strength. Not everyone will sit on the throne. Would you sit on one another's head? So there are 4 main religions and 4 scriptures. Of those, the Gita is the main one. All the rest are its children. Only from the mother and father do you receive the inheritance. The Father is now personally explaining to you. One cannot become a king of kings simply by studying the Gita. Baba also studied the Gita, but nothing happened through that. All of those scriptures belong to the path of devotion. You have to make effort and become 16 celestial degrees full. You now don't have any degrees or virtues. You even sing, I am without virtue, I don't have any virtues. Have mercy on me. Make me 16 celestial degrees full again. Make me what I was previously once again. You now know that the Father comes and personally explains to you. They have also formed an organization called Nigan, without virtues. People don't even know the meaning of Nirgan or Nirakar, without form. Shiva too has a form. Everything that has a name definitely does exist. Souls are so subtle, but they still have a name. The Brahm element where souls reside is also a place with a name. Nothing without a name or form can exist. They say that God is beyond name and form. They then say he is omnipresent. This is such a big mistake. Only when people understand these things can they have this faith. Baba, I now know you. I have claimed my fortune of the kingdom from you every cycle. Only when you have such faith can you study. As soon as you leave here, you forget. This is why you should first of all make them right. Truly, Shiv Baba has come to teach us Raj Yoga. They put this in writing and then don't study. Some even wrote this in blood, but they are no longer here today. Maya is so strong. The Father sits here and explains to you so much. Service will take place at a fast speed when such letters are written. Your Shakti army is also number-wise. Someone is the chief commander, someone is a captain, and someone is a major. Together with the soldiers, there are also some who carry the equipment. There is a whole army. Baba inspires you to make effort. It can be understood from each one's efforts whether he will become a king or a queen, a good wealthy subject or an ordinary subject, a maid or a servant. This is very easy to understand. So the first and main thing should be taken up. Baba challenges the Maharatis so much. Therefore you should think about how fast service can be done. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap-Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dana. 1. Don't get tired of studying. Definitely study and teach this most elevated study of all every day. 2. Create methods with which to do fast service. Stay in yoga and take power from the Father. Don't ask for mercy or blessings. Blessing. May you constantly have the fortune of happiness and experiencing an easy and elevated life with the divine sustenance you receive from the blessings. At the confluence age, Bapdada sustains all of you children with 3 relationships. In the relationship of the Father, he sustains you with the awareness of your inheritance. In the relationship of the Teacher, he sustains you with his teachings. In the relationship of the Satguru, he sustains you with the experience of blessings. All of you are receiving all of this at this time. Continue to experience an easy and elevated life with this divine sustenance. Finish the words hard work and difficult, and you will then be said to have the fortune of happiness. Slogan: together with loving the Father, to love all souls is to have true good wishes. Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 27th of October 2023. Essence. Sweet children, let the drums of happiness beat in your hearts, because the unlimited Father has come to give you the unlimited inheritance. Question: what illusion has Maya created for human beings, due to which they are unable to make effort to go to heaven? Answer: when people see the pomp of Maya of the final period over the last 100 years, when they see the inventions of aeroplanes, electricity, etc., they think that heaven is here. They have wealth, palaces, motor cars, and so they think that this is it, that this is heaven for them. This happiness from Maya puts them under an illusion. Because of this, they don't make effort to go to heaven. Song. Mother, O Mother, you are the bestower of fortune for all. Om Shanti. It has been explained to you children that praise is sung of those who have been and gone. The people of Bharat don't know this. Even the scholars and pundits do not know this. Jagadamba, the world mother, means the one who creates the people of the world. You know that the one who is called Jagadamba is now sitting personally in front of you children. They have been singing this on the path of devotion without any understanding. You children have now received this knowledge, that is, you have received Jagadamba's introduction. They have created many different pictures in the name of Jagadamba. In fact, whether she is called Kali, Saraswati or Durga, there is only one Jagadamba. By her being given many names, people have become confused. They also speak of Kali of Calcutta. However, there is no such person as the one in that picture. The Father says, all of that is the paraphernalia of the path of devotion. The kingdom of Ravan starts at the same time as the path of devotion. People don't know who Ravan is or who Rama is. This is an unlimited story. You children know that the kingdom of Ravan is now to end, and that the kingdom of Rama is about to begin. Rama is definitely someone who gives you happiness, and Ravan is definitely someone who causes you sorrow. There is the kingdom of Ravan in Bharat, and so it is called a cottage of sorrow. The Father has explained that at present All of you are in the kingdom of Ravan. It is mainly about Bharat. You have become degraded in the kingdom of Ravan. Rama, the unlimited Father, is the one who gives you happiness. At this time, all human beings are following devilish dictates. Actually, there isn't a Ravan with 10 heads. Those are the dictates of the 5 vices, which are called the dictates of Ravan. Shiv Baba's directions are Srimat. It is now the devilish community. This is an unlimited matter. You receive happiness for 21 births by following Srimat. By following devilish dictates, you have received sorrow for 63 births. You know that Ravan, whom the people have been burning, is the biggest enemy. They don't know when they will finally stop burning Ravan. They say burning Ravan has continued from time immemorial. They create an effigy of him and continue to burn it. Truly, Ravan has caused everyone sorrow, especially in Bharat. Therefore, Ravan is a great enemy, but no one knows about this unlimited enemy. The unlimited Father comes and gives you unlimited happiness. Even scholars and pundits don't know something so easy. You children know that you have to claim your inheritance of happiness from the unlimited Father. However, you repeatedly forget the Father. On the path of devotion you have been calling out, "O Baba, have mercy on me." I continue to have mercy. With whatever feelings you worship the deities, I definitely give you temporary happiness for that. No one else can give you happiness. I am the bestower of happiness. I am also the bestower on the path of devotion. They say God the Father gave this. They say this of God. Then why do they say that such and such a holy man gave them wealth, since it is only the one Father who gives happiness? People even sing, "O God, remove our sorrow." Then why do they say that such and such a holy man removed their sorrow or gave them a child? They believe that they received happiness due to his blessings. When they make a profit in their business, they think that it is because of the blessings of their guru. If they have a loss, they don't think that it is due to the lack of their guru's blessings. Poor devotees continue to say whatever enters their minds without understanding anything. They continue to follow whatever they hear. This is also in the drama. The Father now comes and makes you belong to him. Maya causes a lot of obstacles in your having love for the Father. She completely turns your faces away. She makes you divorce the Father who gives you happiness for 21 births. The Father explains that there is the difference of day and night between the path of this knowledge and the path of devotion. After people have become poverty-stricken while continually doing devotion, the Father comes and gives this knowledge and makes them prosperous for 21 births. You have been doing devotion for birth after birth and received temporary happiness. There is a lot of sorrow. The Father says, "I have come to give you back the kingdom which you lost." This is something unlimited. It is not anything else. Lakshmi and Narayan, etc. were viceless deities. There would have been so many diamonds and jewels in their palaces. As you progress further, you will see a great deal. The closer you come, the more the scenes of heaven you will see. There will be such big courts. There will be such good decorations of gold, diamonds, etc. on the palaces and the windows. That is all. Just wait for the night to end and the day to begin. The paradise that you see in divine visions, you will definitely see in a practical way. The destruction that you have seen in divine visions, you will definitely also see practically. Drums of happiness should beat inside you. You are claiming your unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father. These pictures are not accurate. You see all of those things in divine visions. You go there and dance. You used to make so many pictures, etc. Whatever the Father showed you in a divine vision, it will definitely happen in a practical way. You know that this dirty world is going to end. You are sitting here and making effort to claim your self-sovereignty by following Srimat. There is a lot of difference between the path of devotion and this path of knowledge. Look at what the condition of Bharat has now become. They don't have food to eat, and yet look at the big plans they make. There is very little time left. Look at what their plans are and at what your plans are. These things are not mentioned in the scriptures. They have written so many stories in the Ramayana, etc., but it is not like that. Why do they burn Ravan every year? If Ravan had been burnt, he should have been destroyed, should he not? Look at the income on the path of devotion and the income on the path of knowledge. Baba fills your treasure store completely. It takes effort. You definitely have to remain pure. It is remembered. Why should we renounce nectar and drink poison? They have created a lake in Amritsar and given it the name the Lake of Nectar. They take a dip in the lake. There is also a lake with the name Mansarovar. They don't understand the meaning of Mansarovar. Mansarovar means that the incorporeal Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the ocean of knowledge, enters a human body and speaks this knowledge. People have sat and made up so many stories. The Gita is the mother, the jewel of all scriptures. They then said it was spoken by Krishna. They have also written so many things about Krishna, that he was bitten by a snake, that he abducted women. They have made so many false allegations. You can now explain to them that this does not relate to Krishna. It is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who sits here and tells you the essence of the Vedas, the scriptures, the Granths, through Brahma. Number 1 is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The people of Bharat have only one religious scripture. Because it has been falsified, all its children, the Vedas and the scriptures, have also become false. The Father explains to you so clearly. In spite of that, as you move along, you continue to be slapped by Maya. You don't imbibe anything. This is a battlefield. You are the children who have become Brahmins. Such things are not written in the Gita, etc. There is the mouth-born creation of Brahma. The sacrificial fire was created through Brahma. There is truly the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. So where did the battlefield come from? A sacrificial fire in which a horse was sacrificed for self-sovereignty is also remembered. We are sacrificing these chariots. They have created a sacrificial fire of Daksha Prajapita and sat and sacrificed a horse in it. They have written all sorts of things. You know that Bharat was heaven in the Golden Age, and so there were very few people there. There were few deities there. There will definitely be the kingdom on the banks of the river Jamuna, just as the deities will rule there. There will be no heat waves, etc. there that they would have to go to Kashmir or Simla. The elements will also have become completely Satapratan. Only those who are to understand these things will understand them. The Golden Age is called Heaven, and the Iron Age is called Hell. The Copper Age is not that much hellish. In the Silver Age, the degrees are reduced by 2. The most happiness is in heaven. They say that so-and-so has gone to heaven, but they don't understand the meaning of heaven. If he then became a resident of heaven, then surely he was in hell prior to that. Every human being is now in hell. The Father is now giving you the unlimited kingdom. Everything there will be yours, the earth, the sky, etc. You will rule an unshakable, constant and peaceful kingdom. There will be no mention of sorrow. Therefore you should make so much effort for that. Look at what the stage of the children is like. You know that your Mama and Baba are making very good efforts. Why should you also not make effort and claim your inheritance? The Father says, children, don't get tired. Continue to follow Srimat. Never forget Srimat. You need to be very cautious about this. Whatever you do, ask Baba. Baba, I am confused about this. I will not accumulate sin by doing this, will I? Baba never takes anything from anyone. Even on the path of devotion, people donate in the name of God and then receive something in return. What would Shiv Baba do by taking something from you? He doesn't have to build any palaces. He does everything for you, children. He has buildings built here for you to stay in at the end. Your memorial temple is here and you are also sitting here. The serviceable children will see a lot of splendour as they progress further. While sitting here you will tour around heaven. You will then go there and build palaces. There is a competition of buildings. Look how much they have built in the last 100 years. They have made Bharat into paradise. So what would they not have in just 100 years there? You can understand this. All of science will be useful to you there. The happiness of science will be experienced there. Here there is sorrow. They make so much effort in science. You children know that they are just praising themselves. There is temporary, momentary happiness. It is the pomp of Maya of the final time. Now they travel in aeroplanes and rockets, etc. None of those facilities existed before. Previously there wasn't electricity either. All of that is the comfort of Maya, which creates an illusion for people. People think that this is heaven. There used to be Vimans, etc. in heaven, and so this is heaven. They don't understand that preparations are being made for heaven now. They think that because they have wealth and palaces, so that's it. This is heaven for them here and now. Acha, let that heaven be in their fortune. We have to make effort and go to the true heaven. You are making effort for that. You mustn't become slack in your efforts. You have to live at home with your families and make effort. You have to do service. You have to become pure and also enable your friends and relatives to become worthy. Tell them sweet things. Baba has explained the point of the two fathers very clearly. You are to receive your inheritance of the father's property. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab-Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dana. 1. Never get tired of making effort. Be very cautious while you continue to follow Srimat. Never get confused. 2. Never perform any sinful acts. In order to go to the true heaven, do the service of becoming pure and enabling others to become pure. Blessing. May you be a double-serving trustee whose intellect has faith and have spiritual love for your worldly relatives. Some children get tired while doing service and think that it is never going to change. Do not get disheartened in this way. Let your intellect have faith and become detached from any consciousness of mine as you continue to move along. Some children take a little time to settle their accounts of devotion. Therefore have patience. Be stable in the stage of a detached observer and continue to give the cooperation of peace and power to souls. Have spiritual love for your worldly relatives. Be a double server and a trustee. Slogan. To make the atmosphere elevated with your elevated attitude is real service. Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 28th of October 2023. Essence. Sweet children, let your intellects work for unlimited service. Make a large clock with radium hands so that they can be seen shining from a distance. Question. What method should you use to increase service? Answer. Invite the clever Maharati children to your centre. Service will grow when the Maharati children continue to tour around. Do not think that regard for you would decrease if you did this. You children must never become body conscious. Have a great deal of regard for the Maharatis. Song. This time is passing by. Om Shanti. When I heard the word clock, I remembered the unlimited clock. This is an unlimited clock. It is all a matter of using your intellect to understand. That clock has a large hand as well as a small hand. The large second hand continues to move. It is now midnight. which means that the night is ending and the day is about to begin. Therefore, how big should you make this unlimited clock? You should make its hands of radium so that they can be seen shining from a distance. The clock explains itself. When a newcomer comes, let him come and see the clock. The intellect says that the hands of the clock have now truly reached the end, so that anyone can understand from seeing it that destruction definitely has to take place, and that the golden age will start again. There are very few souls in the golden age, and so all the other souls will definitely go back home. It is very easy to understand with pictures. If anyone were to create such a clock, many people would buy this clock to have in their homes. You have to explain that this iron-aged world is degraded. There are many religions. Destruction is standing ahead. There will also be natural calamities. Now, how did Lakshmi and Narayan receive their kingdom of the Golden Age? Surely they must have received it from the Father. The purifier comes into the impure world at the confluence age. The Father does not have to come into the pure world. This is a first-class aspect in the explanation of the cycle, and it is very easy to explain this to anyone. Those who have a lot of money should quickly order an artist to prepare these pictures straight away. Any government task is done just like that, whereas here scarcely any do such tasks. If a very good artist painted these pictures well, they would look very nice. Nowadays there is a great deal of regard for art. They perform the art of dance so much. They believe that previously there used to be such dancing, but that was not so. Therefore, you should have these unlimited clocks made instantly, so that people can understand very clearly. The colour should also be good so that it constantly sparkles. No human being can be the purifier. Human beings are impure, and this is why they sing. The pure world is heaven. People don't know that it is Sri Krishna who becomes ugly and then becomes beautiful. This is why he is called the ugly and the beautiful one. Previously, we did not understand this either. It is now in our intellects that by sitting on the pyre of lust, we definitely become ugly. That is, souls become impure. You also have to write clearly that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, gives you your inheritance, and that Ravan curses you. However, people's intellects go towards King Rama of the Raghav clan of the Silver Age. But Rama is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. You should use your intellects to create these pictures, because these days everyone calls himself God. You understand that there is only one Father, and that all souls will go and reside in the Supreme Abode with the Supreme Soul. At that time, the Father is the Master of Brahman, the element of light, and we souls are also the Masters of Brahman. The Father says, I am making you into the masters of the world. No other king, no matter how great he may be, can claim to be the master of the world. The Father is making you into the masters of the world. Therefore you should surrender yourselves to such a mother and father. His Srimat is very well known. By following it, you will gradually be able to follow it fully by the end. If you were to follow it fully at present, you would become elevated. You have to beat your head so much. Your efforts will continue for as long as this sacrificial fire lasts. This is the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. People also create sacrificial fires of Rudra in order to attain peace. However, there can't be peace through those. There is only the one sacrificial fire created by the Father, into which the ingredients of the whole world are to be sacrificed, and through which you will obtain liberation in life in a second. They create so many sacrificial fires, yet there is no benefit in them. You children are non-violent. No one can go to heaven without becoming pure. This is the final period. You have to write that this is an impure world, the degraded world of Ravan. There is 100% impurity, peacelessness, sorrow and disease, whereas in the Golden Age everyone is elevated. There is 100% purity, happiness and peace, and everyone is free from disease. That is Ravan's curse, and this is the inheritance from Shiv Baba. Your literature should fully explain from what time to what time Bharat was elevated, and then from what time to what time it became degraded. The literature should be such that anyone who simply glances at it can understand these things. By explaining to others, your intellect's intoxication will rise. By staying engaged in doing this business, you will develop this practice. People go to work for 8 hours, and so you have to do this service for 8 hours. The daughters who live at the centres are also number-wise. Some have a lot of interest in doing service. They are constantly running around everywhere, whereas others simply sit down somewhere in comfort. Such souls cannot be called all-rounders. Because they don't think much of the Maharatis, service becomes slack. Many have a lot of arrogance about themselves. They think that people should have regard for them, and that if anyone else came to their centre, regard for them would decrease. They don't understand that the Maharatis who come would help them. They are arrogant about themselves. There are such foolish ones. The Father says the Lord and Master is pleased with an honest heart. Baba continues to receive all the news and is able to know the pulse of each one. This Baba is also experienced. The explanation of the cycle is very good. When you give this explanation of yours, service will become very fast and great. At present, service is at an ant's pace. Because you remain body conscious, your intellects do not function well. You now have to do fast service. Intellects of serviceable children continue to work on what should be created. It is very easy to explain using pictures. It is now the Iron Age, and the Golden Age is being established. It is the Father who takes everyone back. There is happiness, whereas here there is sorrow, and all are impure. Impure human beings cannot grant liberation or liberation in life to anyone. All of those gurus teach you the activities of the path of devotion. All the gurus belong to the path of devotion. There are no gurus on the path of this knowledge. Here you have to make a lot of effort. To make Bharat into heaven is a game of magic, and this is why he is called the magician. Krishna cannot be called the magician. It is that Father who makes Sri Krishna beautiful from ugly. You need a great deal of intoxication in order to explain this. You should go out to serve. The poor take to this knowledge very well. There is less hope for the rich. For every 100 poor ones, there would probably be 1 or 2 rich ones, and 5 or 7 ordinary ones that emerge. Everything continues like this. There isn't much concern for wealth. Just look at how many armaments the government makes. Both sides understand that there will be destruction. We will attain destruction. Then who will become the hunter? There is the story of 2 cats fighting for the butter, and the monkey taking it from in between them. Sri Krishna has been portrayed with butter in his mouth. That butter represents heaven. Hardly anyone understands these things. Even those who have been here for 20 to 25 years don't understand anything. When Baba created the Bhatti, many came and then many flew away. Even so, many remained here. The same thing happened in the previous cycle of the drama, and the same thing is happening now. The larger the pictures are made, the easier it will be to explain them to others. The picture of Lakshmi and Narayan is essential. From the picture of the tree, it is understood when the cults of devotion begin. The first 2 ages represent the day of Brahma, and the other 2 represent the night of Brahma. Human beings don't understand anything, and they say that Brahma is in the subtle region. The Father of humanity would definitely be here. These are such deep matters that they cannot be found in the scriptures. All the pictures that human beings have been looking at are wrong, and all the knowledge they have been listening to is wrong. Brahma has been portrayed with many arms. All of those scriptures, etc., are the paraphernalia on the path of devotion. No one in the world knows when it began. Human beings do so much devotion because they believe that it's impossible to meet God without doing devotion. However, it is only when you have become completely degraded that you can meet God and be granted salvation by Him. Only you know this calculation. Devotion begins after half a cycle has passed. The Father says, all the Vedas, Upanishads, sacrificial fires and tapasya, etc. belong to the path of devotion. All of that is going to end. Everyone had to become ugly, so that the Father has to come and make you beautiful. Father says, I come at the confluence of every cycle, not in every age. They show my incarnation in a crocodile, in a fish, etc. If they are the incarnations of God, how could he also be in pebbles and stones? Human beings have become so senseless. The Father has come and made you so sensible. You have to sing the praise of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and of how he is the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of purity. This cannot be the praise of Sri Krishna. Devotees of Sri Krishna say that he is omnipresent. They cling to him so much. You have to release them from that and give them the introduction of the Father. All souls are brothers, so how could they all be the Father? In that case, whom would you remember? It is the children who remember God the Father. Those who explain this should have unlimited intellects. The intellects of the children are trapped in the limited. They just sit in one place. Businessmen open large branches in many places. The more centres they open, the better managers they become. However, it then also depends on the centre. These are the shops of the imperishable jewels of knowledge. To whom do they belong? To the ocean of knowledge. There are many points that you have to imbibe and explain. The pictures should be put up in a gathering so that everyone can see them. The picture of the clock is very good. By knowing this cycle, you become the rulers of the globe. You have to become the spinners of the discus of self-realization. It is very easy to explain with the picture of the clock. So many children who have been here for so long do not become worthy at all. They consider themselves to be very clever. They are pleased with themselves for no reason. If you don't do service, who would think that you are a donor? When you donate, should you donate golden guineas or just a few pennies? These pictures are like mirrors for the blind. They will be able to see their faces in these mirrors. Previously you saw monkeys' faces, and now your faces are becoming worthy of being in a temple. You have to make effort in order to become worthy of being in a temple. This is an impure world, whereas the world that Shiv Baba is creating will be completely pure. The intellects of those who do not follow Srimat are not able to imbibe any of this. The Father says, day by day, I explain deeper aspects to you, and this knowledge will definitely grow. Some ask the question, how can there be 8 kingdoms? According to these calculations, there should be this many kingdoms. The Father says, why do you people go into this? First remember the Father and his inheritance. Whatever customs and systems there are, they will continue. Children will be born there as per the system there. Why do you go into that? Why do you allow your mouths to bring up the subject of vice? It is very good to give these pictures to someone as gifts. They are godfatherly gifts. Who wouldn't accept such a godfatherly gift? Christians do not accept literature from anyone else because they have pride in their own religion. The Father says the deity religion is the highest of all. People think that they would receive a lot of money from the Christians. However, these things are about knowledge. Only those who take this knowledge will receive the inheritance from the Father. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dana. 1. Sacrifice yourself from deep within your heart to the Mother and Father who makes you into the Master of the world. Follow his Srimat very well and become elevated. 2. Keep your heart constantly honest. Do not become arrogant. Donate the golden guineas and become a Maharati in donating knowledge. You must definitely do 8 hours a day of godly service. Blessing. May you be a soul who has the fortune of happiness and receives congratulations from Bapdada by bidding farewell to Maya and experiencing all attainments. Those whose companion is the Almighty Authority Father constantly have all attainments. No type of Maya can ever come to them. Those who maintain the experience of having all attainments and who bid farewell to Maya receive congratulations from Bapdada at every step. Constantly remain aware that God himself is congratulating you souls for having attained what you never even thought about. Having attained the Father, you have attained everything. So you are a soul who has such fortune of happiness. Slogan. Have thoughts of yourself and of God, and wasteful thinking will automatically finish. Om Shanti.